Okay. So, do you believe in that it should be the order of the day, 50-50 in a relationship?
Hmm. No, I honestly think it should be a 70-30.
And
70 for men, and like I said, I was
yeah,
born in 1986, guys. So for men it should be a 70%, and for women it should be a 30 because they're already doing a lot.
the reason I asked that question is because one thing that we have noticed is that I've said this before. I think in the previous podcast is that when men have the opportunity to make more money, they begin to be fulfilled to a point to say, now I'm in a position where I can take care of my kids, I can take care of my wife.
Hmm.
That's what they strive for. That's why men work hard for. They work hard so they can take care of their families. But it feels like when it comes to women, they work hard to be independent. They don't have that thing with now that
Mm-mm. I
I have
disagree with that.
a lot of money, um,
I a
because
100% disagree with that. Can I actually share a story? I want to share a story right now.
okay,
So first of all, I was once in a marriage, right?
mm,
And we had like a house of our own, and it was fully furnished. It's a beautiful home, by the way. But once I decided to leave, I left with absolutely nothing but my clothes. And there's only one reason why I chose to leave with my clothes. It was because I didn't want anything to have changed for my son because yigubo labo, right?
mm,
That's his home. So I was like, I'm a girl, so I can always start afresh, but like my son can never. So I'm not gonna even fight for half of the shit that we own in this household. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna leave you with everything. I'm just taking my clothes, literally. But I want every time my son comes back to his home, he finds things as they have always been. So I disagree with that because I'm just like I think personally it just depends with the females that you guys are attracted to because we're all also not like the same.
mm,
You know, we don't attract the same things
mm.
and like
People are different.
yeah, people are different, right? So just because I left a certain way does not necessarily mean that the same chick is gonna leave the same way that I did. One thought.
Okay.
Mara, now my fight in this situation was so that my son doesn't lose himself through his father and mother's like
Yeah.
fights, yabo. So yeah.
I'm gonna step into that. Um, One thing that happens in relationships is that people do break up.
Mhm.
What do you think should how because what I'm noticing is when a male and a female go against each other, they like to use the kid as a weapon.
I hate that. It's so weird because Matthew and I were having a discussion about this today. I don't think as parents you need to use your kids as an escape route. Like children are human beings on their own. So even as a mother, I do not even appreciate mothers that use kids as like an escape route because our roles as parents are to always make sure that our kids are, you know, like anything that we choose to do are at their best interest at heart. So if uzosebenzisa ingane ukuze uthole into oyifunayo, like that makes you a pretty shitty person.
That says a lot about you.
Yeah, it does. And your character.
Yeah.
It just simply means Uguti, you're just out there for self and you don't care about other beings because if you're gonna create a child and still choose to use a child as an escape route, it says so much about you. You're insecure, you're lonely, you have childhood traumas. Like it just says a lot. So abantu abasebenzisa ingane as an escape route, I actually pity for you. It's sad, you know, because as a parent, you're there to guide and protect your kids.
Yes.
You're not there to use them as really mali. No.
In today's generation, when it comes to this gender role, um, if let's just, because there's a lot of mess that's happening.
Mhm.
But in your general view, if you were to hold both people accountable, I'm gonna start with men. Where do you see men? Where do you see men lacking, and where do you see women lacking? Let's start with men.
In
In
terms
in
of
in,
what?
in terms of
The whole
relationships,
children thing.
yeah, relationships, because there are so many breakups that are happening. There are so many single mothers that are leading to this independent and strong
Okay.
women that's happening. Um,
So for me, with women, I feel like we take a lot on like so much, right? Um, we want to be that girl that works, the girl that protects, the girl that provides, the girl that cleans, and many other like descriptions in
mm.
terms of like building a household as a whole. And then in terms of men, oh, in terms of men,
Where
it
can men improve?
it,
And
it kind of it sucks with men because I feel like men are in between because personally I've only been exposed to amazing fathers, amazing, husbands, like um but I do feel like men can be super stubborn to a point where like they feel like their word goes
mm,
and like they don't want to hear like the female side of things. And I think if you guys just like broke down those walls, life would be so much easier for you because let me tell you a true story. True story is I'm a girl that never listens, right? I always want to talk.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. So I feel like men are also both that way
Mm,
because I feel like I'm a feminine but stuck in a masculine like energy.
okay.
So then if men also learned to do like a whole lot of listening instead of like trying to prove their points
Mm,
and to also understand that just because females say something does not necessarily mean that we want you to submit to us, but we just want to be heard from time to time.
mm,
We don't want you to change roles.
mm.
Like, ha re batle hore le
Yeah.
be submissive to the females.
Yeah.
But if you're open to like certain things, even like counseling, for example,
Hmm.
because I feel like this is where our black men in general lack. Because as soon as we talk about counseling, then you guys think I can, and you're just like, how?
Mm,
Which school did you go to?
mm.
Wabo. So then, how can I understand that like the basics? Then I think we would go far in terms of like the divorce rates would go lower, and we'd commit to ourselves even way much more than we ever did before.
I do agree with you because in my opinion, I feel like since we're speaking on gender roles, I think men um, use that as I don't know how to put it, but I feel like the idea of men should lead, protect, and provide. I think it gives them a huge ego to always say it's my way or the highway,
Hmm.
and it gives them the assumption that what does a woman know?
So then it goes back to the description when we started, right? So I did say that traditionally for men they need to be masculine, right? To protect, provide, but still be able to openly display emotion and affection without them feeling less than.
Mm,
So for as long as men can like grab onto that, I think the world would be a better place. And not disputing what also women's roles in terms of like traditional gender roles are, right? Which is to be nurturing and submissive. We do know that we are caregivers, Anke, and we're mainly there to give love, sympathy, understanding, comfort, and recognition. We are here to make sure that our household is running as a whole. So as long as we master that as individuals, I think we'll all be fine.
Um, for me, one of the reasons I feel like men do not display their emotions too much in a relationship because men are always, they're always taught to toughen it up, work it off. And I think one of the reasons for that is because men are always held at a very high standard. And the reason I say that is because what matters from a man is only results. They don't care ukuthi kubuhlungu. They don't
I
care
don't like that.
ukuthi
So I'm raising
uyakhala.
a baby boy child. Okay, I'm raising a baby boy child. And if there's one thing that I don't ever want to do to that child is not give him the ability to express himself fully without him feeling judged for doing it. I let my child cry. Ebile ke mo fa le moment. Seneng o lla hobane ke nna a mo lisitseng, like he's crying because I'm the one that is literally like making
Mm.
him, yeah. But I'll give him a moment. I'm like, it's okay to cry. You're gonna cry. I'm gonna leave you. I'm taking a moment outside because I'm also upset, and then we'll have a discussion afterwards. What men need to understand is it's okay to cry, and that does not mean that you're not as strong as you should be or as you're told. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't mean that you can't provide or like protect. Emotions are emotions, and I think as beings we need to understand that hore monna le mosadi, there isn't much of a difference except for the roles that we're all meant to play
Yes.
as individuals. But aside from that, we're all human beings. That is number one. Human beings. Human beings cry. Human beings go through a lot.
Yes.
We have tragic, we have fun, we have like sad. There are different emotions that we're going through on a day to day basis. So I do not understand how people expect men to not go through the same emotions as females go through because maybe we go through period pains. Guys.
And
Emanganyan.
and that's exactly what I'm speaking on. Ukuthi a lot of men are expected to care about how a woman feels, how hurt she is, and what she's going through. And I did mention that
Maybe you need to start picking your woman properly.
it could be
Because
the case,
not all women are like that. I know I'm not like I'm one of a kind. I will give you. I want my husband to cry in front of me. That's what I want. I want my husband to cry. Even na amutwarang yo, my guy, it's okay. You know what I mean?
but now the what I'm speaking on is that for every case, there's always an anomaly. There's always a case to be made for a small percentage of that small difference. But I'm speaking J in general in J. Like I'll make a quote from this is a good quote that he once made. Chris Rock. This is what he once said. He said, "Men are loved conditionally. Women are loved unconditionally. Women and children are loved unconditionally. But a man is loved under the condition that he provides something." Because hence I'm saying,
I've
Guti,
heard that saying, and I think it's sad.
exactly. And
Yeah.
not only do I think it's sad, but I think it's true. Uguti, fine, you can cry.
Mm-mm. Guys,
Fine.
Magawatsaki. So then I do understand that numbers count, right?
Mm,
And as much as numbers count, there is still that 2% of women that just literally think differently to how the society thinks. So I don't think it's fair that like you make it a we problem, whereas there are females that think differently to even the quote that you just mentioned.
Yeah. Going back to the statement I made that there is a reason why men don't express their feelings because based on
Why?
reality,
I'd like to know actually.
because I feel like it's 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 just a sentimental conversation when women say, "Yeah, I want a man who can cry, who can do this." I feel like that's just a conversation. But in reality,
Wena o shapa ke tlhogo.
ekugcineni, lo muntu lona, when it comes to,
Awungeke.
and ironic enough, we're having this conversation on Valentine's Day.
Mm.
At the end of the day, this woman has expectations on Valentine's Day. When it's time to pay the rent, all she cares about is that I have a roof over my head. All I care about is that my nails are done. All I care about is that my hair is done.
See,
And
I don't like that. I don't like how you guys make it seem as if like we're all in this for financial gain. We're not.
wait. Before I let you continue,
I mean, I only have my nails done in December. Let's start there.
wait. I need to stop you right there, and I'll let you continue. You just said something that's triggering for me.
Yeah.
You just said we are not in this for financial gain, and I would like to disagree with you. I think um
I think you
for
have it.
women to say that, I think it's part of, more when you
No,
when
no,
you're
no, no.
getting an
I'm
interview.
not talking about personal financial gain. So here's the difference. I think we're us as women we're all into financial gain, but what you tend to miss, right, is that there are women that are into for personal financial gain, and then there are women who are into financial gain that's going to benefit the entire family. And what I mean by that is, funny enough, I made even an example today. Um, let's just say I'm the first wife and somebody else is the second wife, right? You choose to give me 500 rand and you're like, buy yourself like a pretty nice cologne. I get. And then ujwetse the second wife the same thing. Ane, hore mamela, luena kofa 500 hore uwetse your personal things. So not as an individual, I will choose not to do my nails if I know hore I kena mahi, I kena boroto, I kena the noodles, like the essentials kuntu. What am I benefiting from getting my nails done? Whereas making sure that we are all fed as a family. Whereas the other wife is like, yeah, let me get my hair done. Mara ba lo ja rice ka
Mayonnaise.
ka letswai, wa nthola? And nahe, I'm a foodie, right? Amongst anything, I don't even think I like. I don't even think I'm into like labels as much. I mean, I think I'm in love with beautiful things, but I prefer to be fed than to look good. I know I can look good regardless of whether the
Okay.
money is there or not. As long as my hair is relaxed and I tie a pony. I mean, I tie
Okay.
my pony and I still look good. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is they are just different descriptions of women. We're all not the same. Ho na le
Definitely.
mosadi a bonang dintho tse bohlokwa, and then ho na le mosadi a bonang hore nna I'm more important than anybody else. Wabo?
Mm.
So now I'm not the parent agareng hore my child, like I take more priority than my child. If I gotta